Up, everyone? We're back again. Justin here with Brady. EquinEdge Action Hour coming live last week. Accidentally went live, and we're now going live every week. Brady, how you doing? You're en route this week. We get you en route. Where are you at?
Hey, Justin. Yeah, it's been quite an interesting day trying to get out here in time for the races at Santa Anita tomorrow. But I just landed in LA about a half an hour ago, and I'm heading up to Pasadena tonight, and we're going to be out there for the Santa Anita Derby weekend.
I love it. That's going to be so much fun. We're going to cover the back half of the Santa Anita Derby card. We'll cover the back half of Keeneland. What's up, Jared? Glad you're here. Looks like Jared's joining us. Glad you're here. And then we'll cover the back half of Keeneland for viewers. So we're going to do both late pick fives. I looked at the Santa Anita card and was like, I don't know. Hey, Chrissy. And then I looked at the back half. I'm like, this thing is ridiculously difficult.
Yeah, it is incredible, the fields that they attracted this weekend. And I think with the absence of Life is Good, you have a 10-horse field in the Santa Anita Derby. And so, could we see some parity there, or, is Baffer going to go ahead and steal this thing again? But all in all, top to bottom, I thought that these cards could pay. And I'm excited to play both Keeneland and Santa Anita this weekend. And should be a blast. Our handicapping seems like it's pretty on point right now because, man, we were one nose away from hitting the pick five last weekend at the Florida Derby. Oh, that was a killer.
I know, man. We were 2 of 3, 2 weeks. Hey, Michael, welcome. Glad you're here. Eric, Jared. And we went to go 3 of 4 on pick fives for the show, and we're back to 2 of 4. But yeah, I mean, that was a great card that Gulfstream put on, and we're getting to the heart of the Derby Trail now. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, it is, and we've got 3 main races. I mean, we have the Santa Anita Derby, you've got the Bluegrass, and then the Wood Memorial up at Aqueduct on Saturday. So we're really going to see, we've been talking about it for a few weeks now, who's really going to rise to the cream of the crop and be reckoned with this year at the Kentucky Derby. But let's dive in, and hopefully the viewers can send us some questions that we can answer. I had a lot of time to study EquinEdge while I was in the airport for about 7 hours waiting for our plane to take off. But let's go. Can't do too much handicapping, can you?
Nope. And for viewers, we got Brady on the phone. He's headed to Santa Anita Derby. Flight was delayed, so he's en route. So I'll lead us through Keeneland. We're going to start with Keeneland. Viewers, we're going to do late pick 5 at Keeneland. Then we're going to do late pick 5 at Santa Anita. We're going to keep this one to an hour. Michael can't see Brady because he's in the car driving because his flight was delayed like 7 hours today. And is now driving en route. Luckily, we got him on the show still, but flight delays, crazy havoc, I guess, some drama at Fort Lauderdale and a plane or something. So, yes, Saturday card for viewers. We're covering Saturday, late pick 5 at Keeneland, late pick 5 at Santa Anita. Hey, Jeffrey, welcome. All right, Keeneland race 7, $80 in the ticket generator. We got the grade 3 Commonwealth Stakes, Brady. Ticket generator wants to go 2 deep with the 1 and 2, which we have 1 in Flagstaff, 2 in Hidden Scroll. What were your thoughts here? I finally kind of tried to narrow in here, but what were you thinking?
Absolutely. I agree with the ticket generator here. I felt like the 1 and the 2, Flagstaff and Hidden Scroll, were the 2 horses to beat here. It's kind of interesting with both of them, as Flagstaff just got his start against Whitmore and CZ Rocket out of Oaklawn. And so I think he should improve shipping out to Keeneland against a lot softer field than what he just faced at Oaklawn. Hidden Scroll is the other one that's always the question mark. And I remember I was actually at Gulfstream Park the day that this horse broke his maiden by about 15 lengths under Joel Rosario in the slop. And then he was all of a sudden on the Kentucky Derby trail and just never really lived up to the hype. Well, gets a trainer switch over to Brad Cox's barn. Florent Giroux, it's all the pieces seem to be coming together for this horse. And if there's anybody that can claim a horse and turn it around, it's Brad Cox. I didn't want to get beat by Hidden Scroll. I think Flagstaff is the horse to beat, but I wouldn't be surprised if we see a big effort from Hidden Scroll, and if he's a force to be reckoned with in the sprint division this year.
Yeah, for me, I ended up landing on Flagstaff, and if I play in a ticket, I could even see singly. And I think the only thing that maybe is only 19%. So a couple other things with this race, I didn't love Hidden Scroll just because I thought from a class perspective, I wasn't sure. I mean, definitely has been in the Florida Derby, some other grade 1s and grades 3s. I just wasn't sure. Hog Creek Hustle, I thought was interesting a little bit. I don't love the layoff, though, coming off the layoff. And I love that Flagstaff is in form. As you said, Flagstaff has been racing in tough races, just lost to CZ and Whitmore, right? And I remember us talking about Flagstaff. Maybe that was our first show. And then, it made me laugh. Special Reserve was the Maker Claim horse that Flo rode for us that hit at 8-1, and I can't remember now. That was back at Oaklawn Park as well, right? 8-1.
That was Rebel
we
Weekend.
Had this horse. Yes, yeah, and I love seeing this. I think this horse is up against it. For me, I can see the long shot potentially in Mucho. And then attachment rate, I thought was, I don't know. I wasn't sure if this horse wanted the distance based on the GSR. So why don't we go too deep? We'll stick with the ticket generator in that race and keep the 1-2, and we'll move on to race 8.
Absolutely. And one other thing that I've always liked is when you're kind of uncertain in the start of a pick 5, you have the ability to see how the horses are looking in the paddock and how they're walking and how they're acting going into the starting gate. And so, if you're playing on Xpressbet or any of your ADWs, and if Hidden Scroll, he has a history of acting up or getting sweaty before the race. If you see that on the track, I'm going to leave him off my ticket. But if he's acting professional and, looks like he's getting a nice warm-up in and looks like he's really going to run his race today and not have any issues, then I would put him on the ticket. So just something to be aware of in the first leg of a pick 5.
Yeah, I like that, and good for viewers. I mean, and welcome, Jared. We have more Indiana boys in the house, Brady. I think that with Flagstaff here, I think that's a good point. If Hidden Scroll doesn't end up, is acting up and everything, maybe you love Flagstaff. So we'll go too deep here, but for viewers, pay attention to that. Let's go to race number 8. Which is the grade 2 Shakertown. Good field, I thought here. I was trying to read from Patrick here. Jared's originally from New York, but now in Indiana. Patrick, what red? Is that say what red am I wearing? What red wine? Oh, everybody knows I love red wine because I drink red wine on the show. I'm drinking some Cab. So thank you, Patrick, for asking. My girlfriend opened a bottle, and we usually I always have a bottle on Thursday night for the show. So grade 2 Shakertown. I like this race. I thought it was interesting. I did try to narrow down here. Big field, 12 horses. The ticket generators wanting to spread with every that I kept in my kind of queue here. I've had some other horses Bound from Nowhere. We got Ready for Prime Time, Hollis, Imprimis. What were your thoughts here on the Keeneland 8th?
This race is going to be awesome. And there's some star power in this race. You've got Imprimis, you've got Turned Aside, you've got Bound for Nowhere, some of the bigger names that are definitely noticeable. The first thing that I noticed is when I looked through every horse, and when I looked at the handy view, I looked at the early pace factors and seeing what these horses' running style is. And if you look at the three outside horses, it would be the 11, 12, and 13. All three of those horses are need the lead types. And so we know that they're going to be gunning for the front end. Bound for Nowhere is the Wesley Ward horse that Joel's up on the 13. I really love that horse, but not when he has to go against multiple other horses that need the lead. And so it will be very surprising to me if Joel can actually clear on this 13. If he does, it could go his way. I'm not going to get beat by him. If he does not clear, I think this sets up for the sprint star in Primus. And you've got Paco Lopez to ride, who we know is one of the most aggressive riders there is in the country. Usually Irad Ortiz Jr. is riding this horse, but I think he's up at Aqueduct now for a short meet up there. And so I think that we're going to get a decent price on him, Primus, too. He might be a lukewarm favorite. What was his morning line? Was he like a 7-2 morning line?
Yeah. Yep.
That will be the highest price you get on him all year, in my opinion.
And the win percents here were crazy. And Imprimis won with Paco in 2019 in the Shakertown. Steve can't see Brady. He's en route to Santa Anita Derby in the car. Just got done from the airport. Jared, it looks like you had the 213-493. I think we were similar there. I don't think you can leave off Bound for Nowhere, as you said. Top Scotty, top win percent. Definitely, he is a very classy horse and loves these sprints. But tough post, like you said.
Mm-hmm.
213. I also had the 456, but go ahead. I'm curious what else you thought.
I did love the 5. Your 5 as well, turned aside. Really think he has a good shot here. One thing that I want the viewers to take note of is when you're looking in the handy view also, not only the pace factors, but where these horses have run before. Keeneland can sometimes be a quirky track. And so that's one of the most important things when I'm handicapping Keeneland, because it is such a short meet, only about a month long in the spring and a month long in the fall, that certain horses really like it and others just cannot run there for some reason. And Keeneland's turf course is one of the best in the country. And as we saw, the dirt was a little bit different for the Breeders' Cup last year. They were running on a very tight surface. And so take note of horses that have had past performances at Keeneland that have done well. And Primus is one of those that fits that bit.
Somebody said here, Mac, you're saying not a good bet with Imprimis without Lasix. Thoughts on that, Brady?
Yeah, and that's the new reality that we're going to all have to face. And, started really at the Pegasus World Cup this year to see who could run without Lasix. And, there's a few horses. I believe Nick's Go had run without Lasix before the Pegasus. Correct me if I'm wrong there, but that is a great point that the viewer brought up there, because we don't know what these horses can do without Lasix. Maybe they need them. Maybe they're bleeders. And so I think what we're going to find out is over the next couple of years, that's going to start panning out a little bit more. And that is a great point by the viewer there, if Primus does need Lasix.
Hey, Oldie, welcome. So I didn't necessarily have the 4 or 6. I thought potential, Ticket Generator wanted to use 2, 4, 5, 6, 13 because that's the 5 horses I had left on EquinEdge. I cut everybody else. I'm with you on the 2, 5, 13. Anybody else that you thought was worth a look here in the 8th at Keeneland?
I didn't think we need to go any deeper than that. What I see is a little bit of a pace collapse unless Joel's able to clear in the 13. And so for me, the 2 classy ones were the 2 and the 5 to come pick up the pieces.
All right. Let's go 2, 5, 13. We will regenerate. We talked about going just 1, 2 in the first. And we'll now go to Keeneland 9th, the Central Bank Ashland, grade 1, 3-year-old fillies. What were your thoughts here? We got Curlin's Catch. We got Simply Ravishing. What were your thoughts?
I loved Malathot in this position. Pletcher has let her get some rest since last year. And Simply Ravishing, really, hasn't really wowed me ever since last year. And so I just felt like, look what Todd Pletcher did last weekend in the Florida Derby. Had a horse that, just broke his maiden, got another win, didn't like the Tampa surface, and then brings him over to Gulfstream and wins for fun in the Florida Derby. I liked Malathot last year and wondered why Todd shut her down. Well, maybe he just wanted her to grow in a little bit and gain some weight and get a little bit more works in before he put her on the big stage. To me, Malathot, this is a prep for the Kentucky Oaks. I'm not sure if she needs points or not, but I don't think Todd would be sending her to Keeneland if she wasn't ready to run. I felt like he would have ran her at the Gulfstream Park championship meet. Other than that, Simply Ravishing has class. We've got the Breeders' Cup class, and correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't she have a bad break in the Breeders' Cup?
She did. It was brutal. So I watched it. I actually I really liked her here. She's been facing just way classier horses, but these are young 3-year-old fillies. And beat Crazy Beautiful, who romped last weekend at the Gulfstream card, right? And then but she had a brutal break in that juvenile filly race. And when you do that, you just can't come back. So I liked her on top. You like the 5. Any thoughts on Curlin's Catch?
I didn't need to use Curlin's Catch. I felt like the class of Simply Ravishing and the class of also Malathot were going to just, be strides above Curlin's Catch on this time out. I think they're taking a shot with this horse. And, you never know. You try to prep for the big day and to run at Keeneland so that this horse can run his best effort this year to try to get in the Kentucky Oaks. But it wasn't for me this time in this spot.
Yeah. All right. We're going too deep. We're viewers. We're keeping this to an hour because Brady's got dinner plans. The prep for Santa Anita this weekend. We got the Derby Saturday, or you've just arrived. Let's go to the 8th. We're going to go too deep. We're keeping the 3 and 5. We'll lock it in. We're going to get some coverage here in some of these additional legs, which is maybe going to be good. We can potentially revisit race 8. We did leave out the Scotty Longshot. So if we do have some dollar bills left for coverage, we're going to go back and add the 6 there. But let's move on to the 10th, the Grade 1 Madison, 7 furlongs, 1 churn here sprinting. I tried to narrow here. We got Monday and Call, Kamari. What are you thinking? Bell's the 1. Where are you at?
I loved this race. And I think you could actually go 5 deep here if you really wanted to. My top pick was the 8-1 morning line Mundane Call. And I loved this horse last year. And I think if she can go out and grab the lead, she might be able to turn the rest of these away. Now, you're also dealing with a class of Kamari. Bell's the 1. And then there's a couple other horses here that I thought you could even use. And so for me, the top 3 were the 3, the 4, and the 5. But if you really wanted to get crazy, and we can afford to spread here, I wouldn't be opposed to adding a couple others that I think showed some backclass.
Yeah, I was 3, 4, 5. I also had the 3 on top for me. I think that this horse could potentially go gate to wire. I think has the potential to do that. I didn't see a massive amount of speed and pace in this race. I think that we have Flo, Brad Cox, Flo on the front end may try to just wire here. So
what about the 6 Sconson? I was not opposed to Sconson and James Graham up. I think to maybe get home at a decent price, maybe 5-1.
Yeah, and it looks like Stalking Horse? Maybe here also had mentioned. What about the 6? Has run some bang up races, and then also the 7, which is Fair Maiden. 8 and 9% in EquinEdge. I mean, I thought that the 3 here, we are going to get a great price. I'm definitely playing this horse to win. You're going to get probably 5-1, which is what EquinEdge has it versus the morning line of 8-1, which is just crazy. And maybe we won't even get that.
I felt like 7 was also a must use as well. Fair Maiden. That horse got a really bad trip at Keeneland late last year, then goes out and beats 4 Baffert horses in one race, including Golden Principle, Murneath, and then Asmussen's Filly Finite. And so the seven, I mean, if that 7 is anywhere close to 4 or 5 to 1, I'll be betting like a 7-3 exacta box. I mean, that to me, I think this race is just prime for a price here. And if I had to take 2 top picks, I think it'd be the 3 and the 7.
So, let's figure this out. We're 20 minutes into the show. We got time for Santa Anita. Let's figure out, do we want to spread here or do we want to spread in the last? Because if we spread here in the 10th, it's gonna, on our $80 ticket, we're gonna have to go slimmer in the last, which I actually thought this might have been a little bit, you have essential quality. So does essential quality need to win? Let's talk about the 11th, the Bluegrass, grade 2, Derby points on the line. What are your thoughts here? I mean, is essential quality just going to romp? I mean, is anybody going to compete? What are you thinking?
Great question. And I kind of break this up into 3 different divisions. We've got the East Coast horses that have been running at Florida or Gulfstream. You've got kind of the middle grounds horses that have been running at Oaklawn, which include essential quality, Jackie's Warrior and company. And then you got the West Coast horses. I think we would all agree so far the West Coast horses have proved to be better than the rest of the bunch. Now, I think we have a little bit weaker of an East Coast division. The Oaklawn division, to me, is the one that we really don't know yet because we haven't seen those horses face a lot other. Well, let's take essential quality into this. Who finished second to essential quality at what was the race at Oaklawn? It wasn't the Rebel. It was the
Southwest.
The Southwest. Spielberg.
Yep.
Spielberg just ran up the track at Gulfstream against, I don't think, a very good group. And so I think essential quality as the back class of the Breeders' Cup. Hot Rod Charlie almost beat essential quality at the Breeders' Cup. He came back to win the Louisiana Derby. So it's kind of like, hey, this is a toss-up for me. Essential quality as a 3 to 5 morning line, that is very aggressive, but it is earned. I think it's a 3-horse race. I would be willing to single essential quality in some short tickets, but I thought highly motivated for Chad Brown, Mr. Quiet Man so far this year, could sneak up and have a big effort here. I liked the Chad horse, and then I also liked the Diodoro horse to the outside. Keep me in mind. And so if we can afford to go 3 deep here, I would. If not, I would just go with the Chad and the Cox.
So we went slim in the first leg. We still slimmed it up in the second leg. I mean, we could add the Scotty Longshot in race 8, but we could also keep it 3 deep, and then we went 2 deep in the 9th, which I like. I know that Stocking House potentially like the 6th there, but I think we're going to try to go slim there because I think, I don't know if essential quality, I think he is a good horse, and we talked about who has he faced in 3 to 5. I'm trying to get paid a little bit, so I think that the 2-horse Untreated. I was trying to find some info here on this horse just because I'm kind of curious. And I didn't get time today. Work was too busy and didn't get a chance. But Fletcher runs this thing, and I got notes, and it's like doesn't run. It's first out. Fine, I can forgive. But then since it's a Tampa to break its maiden, and I didn't like the race, but I don't know. Maybe this horse shows up. I mean, it's super lightly raced. I mean, you get Rosario, and then I had Hidden Stash was just 12%. I mean, the system has Hidden Stash at 12%. I mean, if essential quality doesn't win, I don't know. I think that any of these 1, 2, 3, 5, or 9 can win. So if we can cut here and we can then add back in leg 4, we could add the 6 or 7, or we could add 1 or the 6 or 7 and still spread a little bit here. I kind of like spreading here. I think that, let's see if we can beat essential quality and maybe make this ticket pay a little bit. If I think for viewers, you could definitely play a very cheap pick 5 from my standpoint in this late pick 5 at Keeneland, and play it for $1 or $2. if you really love essential quality, and you can, I mean, I might play like a $3 or $4 pick 5 and like be 1 to 2 deep in every leg.
And the great thing about Keeneland is the pick 5s always pay. I mean, if you look at the payouts at other tracks compared to how Keeneland is, and they do pay 4 out of 5 as well. And so if you go 4 out of 5 like we did last week, you know, we might get our money back on the tickets. So you never know. But yeah, I felt comfortable. And the other thing I'll say about these 3-year-old races is we don't know about some of these horses if they're about to take another step forward. And so, you know, that is still to be determined. And so I think it's definitely worth a shot. And, you know, we'll see what we can do from here.
So I think Stalking Horse, good point. Like the 3 highly motivated did beat Known Agenda in that maiden special weight sprint to break his maiden. But who knows what the distance here? I mean, we're showing a 61 GSR going 9 furlongs. This horse looks to be a sprinter, but who knows? I mean, you can never. It did run 72 GSR, and then it starts to drop off. So I think it's a valid point. I think we went. Oh, you know what? I gotta fix the ticket here because we need Mundane's call in the 4th leg. And so we can go 2 by 3 by 2 by 4 by 3 for $72. Yeah, we have essential quality for fun is, you know, I don't know if that's Mike or Scotty is telling us. He's telling us we're overthinking, but that's okay. We can overthink. So in the last race, we can take 3 horses. Well, actually, we're going to change this because we're taking 3 horses in the last. We're going to try to beat essential quality. We're going to overthink. We can take the 4 and then the 3. Would you say the 9? Brady? Did I lose you?
Got me here?
Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Oh, I got you now. You're good.
Yeah, I did like the 9. Keep me in mind, the Diodoro horse.
All right. Give me 1 second here. All right, there's the ticket. $72. Scotty's on the show. Yeah, I could see it, Scotty. Essential quality for fun. I could see. I mean, I don't think the horse needs to win though. So we'll see. So $72. There's the ticket. I'm gonna play a really cheap ticket probably as well and play it a few times and have 1 to 2 horses per leg. I think this thing could potentially be fairly chalky. I wouldn't be surprised. Again, might play it for $2 or $4 and, you know, ticket, you know, might be $4 and I don't know, $40 and something like that. And just have 1 to 2 horses per leg. So, all right. Other questions from viewers. We're going to move on from Keeneland. We're going to Santa Anita. 30 minutes left in the show. You ready, Brady?
Thank you. Yep. Let's do it.
All right. So Santa Anita, late pick 5. Race 8. We're starting off in we might not be starting off with the ticket generator because the ticket generator looks like it might be broken.
Well, this was a nice race. It minus Life is Good, who was supposed to be in the race.
Yeah. Let's talk the race. I'm going to so you talk. I'm messaging Brad to try to fix the ticket generator mid-show. Sure. Why don't you talk about the Santa Anita Derby?
Yeah, I booked my flight out here before Life is Good got injured, but I'm still happy that I came out here. So I'm not going to be complaining or anything. But, you know, this race just got a whole lot more wide open than what it was just about a week and a half ago before we got the news. Now, obviously, the horse that's going to be favored is going to be Medina Spirit. The only horse this horse is lost to is Life is Good. And so if this is Baffert's second best horse or third best horse, he will be favored, and deservingly so. I thought this race got interesting from the outside and defunded. You know, you hear the term ever so often, I wish I would have the other Chad or the other Baffert, the price in the race. And how many times have we seen that? You know, maybe people were going to bet 1,000 words in the Derby and they took Authentic before 1,000 words scratched. Or maybe you were like me and you took Improbable in the Breeders' Cup and Authentic won. You know, and how many times have we seen trainers enter multiple horses in a race and the higher priced one wins? I mean, we've only seen defunded break his maiden so far, but man, was that impressive at Santa Anita. And so it's kind of one of those things where either you do single up and go with a strong opinion in Medina Spirit, or you've got to spread 3 or 4 deep in this race. And I thought Medina Spirit and defunded were both worth a look, along with Dream Shake. Now let's talk about this Urton horse a little bit. You know, Peter Urton's had, you know, over the last couple of years, you know, one horse that just seems to always pop up at a big moment. And in the Breeders' Cup, he had that with what was that horse's name? The Half Court Shot or something like that. It was, you know,
Storm the Court. Storm the Court.
Maybe that's his little brother, Half Court Shot. So all I know is it shot me out of my pick 5 ticket. Anyway, that horse got a dream trip, no pun intended, last time out by Joel Rosario. So we get, I think anybody else besides Joel could be a little bit of a jockey downgrade, because he did ride that horse in his first 2 starts. And last time, if you watch the replay, Medina Spirit went out wide into the first turn and kind of blocked off the outside horses. The 2 stayed inside, got a dream rail trip, and then got out kicked late by Medina Spirit, who covered a lot more ground than Dream Shake. And so, you know, I thought Dream Shake was a next up type of horse. But what did you see, Justin?
I thought that Dream Shake should like the stretch out here. I don't disagree with you. I got a little note. Oh yeah, this was the Life is Good and Medina Spirit race. I thought that we'll come back to the 3. Medina Spirit can win. I think we do spread. Oldie, you said you like Scotty Longshot here in the Great One. I don't disagree. You know, this horse should love the distance. I think when you look at some of the trips here, you know, in the San Felipe, that was rough. Almost won the Los Al for Charity. You know, it's a bit of a step up here, but I think that, you know, Medina Spirit, yes, can win. I am with you on defunded though, Brady. I thought that Mike Smith jumping on for Baffert here, I don't know. Maybe this becomes Baffert's new horse to win the Derby. Who knows, right?
You never know. In a 10-to-1 morning line wearing the Pegram Watson silks. You know,
yeah.
I've seen this movie happen too many times.
So ticket generator is not in effect. So we're going to have to do this by hand. So we're taking the 2 Dream Shake. We're taking the 7 Medina Spirit. We're taking the 9, the Great One, and we're going to take the 10 defunded. Go 4 deep. I didn't love the 8 or the 6. The 6 looks like it was Scotty Longshot at one point, which then moved over to the Great One, which I like. So we're going 4 deep there in the first. We're going to try to beat Medina Spirit, just like we're going to try to beat Essential Quality here. I actually think that for the Keeneland Bluegrass, I think Essential Quality has the potential, obviously, to be a single. Thank you, Scotty, for ticket generator. We'll come back and try to plug it in. I don't think Medina Spirit is like anywhere close to a Essential Quality in this race, and the system kind of shows it. It shows this race is actually kind of wide open from the standpoint of win percentages, with Medina Spirit only being 21%, Dream Shake and Rock Your World 18, defunded 11. Like, this thing is wide open. So Nathan, welcome. Good to see you, buddy. All right, we're moving on. We'll hope the ticket generator decides to show up here shortly, but we're moving on to race 9, which is the 8 furlong. Brad's working on it. Perfect. Brad, you are a rock star. The 8 furlong, mares 4-year-old and up. We got Tapwater in the 2 horse, Charmaine's Mia in the 3. And the system also likes Laura's Light as the Scotty long shot, which I looked at this horse. What were you thinking here in the night for 4-year-old and up mares?
I love Laura's Light in this spot, going a mile on the turf. This horse, when I saw this in the PPs, I was all over Laura's Light. So who knows? This could be a contest play for me come Saturday in the Xpressbet Santa Anita contest. But I did love the 6 Laura's Light, but the top Scotty pick, Charmaine's Mia, has to be respected. I mean, this horse has really deserved all the credit that she's gotten and deserves to be the favorite, I think, in this spot. Those were my 2 must-uses. What did you think about this one, Justin?
Yeah, I did think that the 5, what did I have here? Yeah, I like Laura's Light. Laura's Light, one's at a 74 and a 78 routing last year, which this race from a race SOR perspective is showing a 74. So there's no, this is a live Scotty long shot. I mean, from a race SOR perspective, no joke here. Looks like Jeffrey likes the 1 dog tag, so we can talk about dog tag in a second. But I think that the 6 is a legit long shot with these race SORs. Routing, Santa Anita wins the grade 3 honeymoon, and then the San Clemente wins again at Del Mar last year. Is second off the layoff. I would give her this race here. I like the 6. I thought the 5, Raimondo Secret, also has a shot here. Had a really tough start and stumbled badly in this last race and was the favorite. So I think that she is a very nice horse, really lightly raced. I don't think you can sleep on her just because she's coming off the layoff. I mean, does have a really good work pattern. In the 3, of course, it's interesting. Charmaine's Mia, is only routed twice, predominantly has been a sprinter on the turf and synthetic. Flavian stays. She's definitely got a shot, but I don't think she's a lock. The 2 Tap Water, I thought lightly raced, second off the layoff, maybe could improve. 1 last out off a pretty big layoff. So you have Mike Smith with Papa Mandela. So I would go 4 deep here potentially, but we are going to have to cut somewhere. And I think this is hard. Scotty's talking about Warren Showtime. I don't like Warren Showtime in this race at all. At all. I don't disagree. She has some back class. The thing about her is that, I've watched her the last few races, and I just have not liked it. And the thing about it is there is going to be some speed in here, but I don't love her here. I don't know. I don't, as a 4-year-old filly. And then we have Dog Tag, who Jeffrey mentioned. The thing about here is you're going to get a horse that's going to get a pace to run into potentially too. I just don't know if she's good enough here. I think she might.
That's what I thought about the 1 as well. What one of my angles to toss a horse is claimed off of Chad Brown or a barn switch out of Chad's barn. And I was wrong on that last week with Syoff. And Todd Pletcher's really found what that horse was good at, which is going a mile on the turf and not sprinting like Chad had him sprinting. In this case, with Dog Tag, let's see, off the claim over to Richard Mandela, won his first 3 starts on the West Coast. So it totally proved my theory wrong of tossing horses that come out of the Chad Brown barn. Then they stepped up to a grade 1, the Calvin Hirsch, and finished 5th, but that's against a lot tougher company than what he's going to be facing on Saturday in this grade 2. And so Rispoli is right there with Pratt as being maybe the top rider, the top 2 guys that you must use out at Santa Anita. And so whenever he's on a horse on the turf, it's always pretty scary. And so I felt like, if there's going to be some pace in this race, Dog Tag could be the one sitting right off of it if he can get him out in position.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't know if she's good enough. I mean, I know, okay, Papa, you're getting her. I mean, she's running in mid-60s. And she couldn't win and really compete in these mid-70s and obviously in the 80s. Gosh, 80. SOR in a grade 3 Lake George. That's a 6 Saratoga race right there. But, you know, in the Del Mar Oaks, a 74, she didn't run. And then you got to drop her down. That's the only thing. She's going to get pace, though. So, yeah, you're getting Umberto, and he might win. The thing about this race, though, I think is there's class in here, and class wins. And Scotty, I don't disagree that Warren Showtime she's a classy horse. And as Scotty said, okay, toss out the sprint. Agreed, toss it out. She almost wins here, and looks to be wide at a 70. But, you know, and then here angled wide at a mid 74. Race SOR is a mid 74. You know, for me and for viewers, I'm taking, you know, somebody who's a little bit more up and coming. Again, Warren Showtime, she was winning in the high 60s. She couldn't win at a 78. She couldn't win at a 70. We'll toss that one. She couldn't win at a 74. If this is a 74 SOR race, I just don't know if she has it. So for me, looking at somebody like Charmaine's Mia, won at a 74, sprinting at a 78, but she wants to go long. Okay, great. GSR Plus shows it. Like, she wants to go long. Okay, like, she can go long. And you also, I think the 4, I think this girl's classy. You have to, if you're going to throw the sprint off Warren Showtime and you want to say, okay, Warren Showtime, we'll go back to your back class and we'll look at high 60s and 70s, and you ran 17 times with 6 wins. Raimondo's Secret has won 5 out of 8 races, and she's going to improve here. I mean, she's likely to improve. She's off a layoff, though. So I think it's a tough race. Laura's Light, though, mid-70s SORs, lightly raced. Like, she's Scotty Longshot, too. Like, for me, that's a bet all day. So we're going to have to go slim. If you think about your handicapping, Brady, and where you were at, did you have a leg where you thought we could go slim? Did I lose you?
Sorry, Justin. I accidentally hit the mic. Can you hear me now?
I got you.
Yeah, so I felt like later in the card, we needed more coverage. And so, you know, early in the card, I would be fine singling Medina Spirit in order to give us some more coverage in these later legs. Because in the next leg after this, in race 10, you know, I was about 4 or 5 deep in that leg. And then even in race 11, that was one that I found was kind of a little bit more wide open. And so, you know, if I had to make a decision on this leg, you know, I think if we used Charmaine's Mia, Laura's Light, and Warren's Showtime, I mean, 3 deep there, we're going to get a decent price no matter who wins that race. I don't think it's going to be a heavy favorite. I think it could be a lukewarm one, or, you know, a 4 or 5 to 1.
All right, so I'm looking here for viewers. Oh, do we have ticket generator up? Nope, he's still working on it. Okay. Let me see here. I'm looking because we're going to have to find somewhere to go slam. This is a tough sequence. And for viewers, yeah, I stocking horse. I get tap water. I mean, it's tough. All right. So we are singling Medina Spirit. I'm with you. Let's do it. Let's just say, fine, we're going to single the horse that's ran well with Life is Good. I'm guessing. Velasquez is riding Medina Spirit. What happens to Cedillo's riding the Great One? Interesting. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
When Johnny West or Johnny V flies west, he means business.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I like it. So you like the 6, we like the 3. We're going to include the 4, 3, 4. I think we need to include the 5 too. So 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't disagree. Somebody talked about the 2. Oh, Stalking Horse, you talked about the 2. I don't disagree. I mean, Tapwater, I think, can win here. Might be a bit of a step up, though, just from an SOR perspective. So, but let's go 4 deep, and we're moving on to race 10. No 3 in the 8th. Well, we have to single, Jared. That's the problem. Like, this is a very hard sequence for viewers. So I really struggled to find a single. And if I am singling for playing it, I'm probably singling at a price. And I'm, and maybe I'll probably play our ticket and single the 7. And then I might play an alternate ticket and try to find a single elsewhere for a price and spread in the 8th. I don't, you got to single somewhere. It's tough. So we're going to go 4 deep in the second leg. So we're 1 by 4. We're moving on to the 10th. 3-year-old fillies, the Evening Jewel Stakes. System's got Becca Taylor on top. Pawnee in the second spot. I don't even know what to do here. I didn't trust this 5-horse at all. What were you thinking?
This race absolutely screams so much pace up front. The 1's going to go. The 4's going to go. The 5's going to go. Then you've got Pawnee, the 8, who has only one on the lead that Johnny Velasquez is going to be riding for Thomas Bell. And then you've got the 9, Pray for My Owner, which I thought was a very funny name there. You've got 4 horses that are all going to be gunning for the lead. So when I was looking at this race and how it shapes up, I'm looking, okay, since there's a lot of pace in this race, does that automatically mean that somebody is going to come from off of it? No, it doesn't. I think that these 4 horses are going to be so far clear of the rest of the field that even if there is a hot pace, it's just going to be who can survive at going 6.5 furlongs. And so if this was a turf race, I would be looking for the horse with the latest turn of foot possible. In this race, and especially on the Santa Anita dirt course, where you don't want to be that far off the pace. You kind of want to be that stalking type at Santa Anita. It's a very tiring track. So oftentimes, if you don't see the horse get out there on low speed and go wire to wire, it's typically the horse that's sitting 1 or 2 off of that horse. And so the horses that I had mentioned were the 1, Governor Govatine, the 4, Maybe I Will, the 5, Becca Taylor, and the 8, Pawnee. Those were my 4 top choices there. What did you think, Justin?
Man, I thought this race was so wide open. I really did. I don't disagree with any of those. I don't like the 5 because of the distance. I just don't know if she wants this at all. And I don't know. She's quick, but shorter the distance, the better here. And we're going 6.5. I just don't like it. She's the morning line favorite too, so I'm trying to beat her all day. She's only 29%. I thought that the 2 was interesting. So Anna Umberto riding for Steve Sherman. Getting back to dirt here, which you get a massive increase in GSR for viewers. And when you look back here and you go all the way back to last summer at Del Mar, raced really well in a 68 as a favorite. But the thing is does Steve Sherman need EquinEdge? Scotty, we need Steve Sherman to have EquinEdge as a trainer, I think is what needs to happen. Because Steve Sherman has had this horse on synthetic, has it routing on dirt, has it at Los Alamitos, has it routing on dirt or routing on turf. Now it's sprinting on turf. I'm like, what is happening? This horse should be sprinting on dirt. That's what the GRSRS Plus is for. And it has some turf pedigree. But this horse should be sprinting, I think, and it's shown it. So I think the 2 is really sneaky. I also think the 6 is Scotty Longshot is sneaky, has been running in SORs in the mid to high 60s. This is the 70. So I don't know, man. We're going to have to somehow slim because we were, 1 by 4. So here, let's narrow.
I can get slim in the next leg.
All right. Well, let's spread a little bit here then, because we'll figure out how to go narrow then and shortly after. I think that we definitely, I think we need the 2 and 6. So you were thinking 1, 4, 5, 8.
Those were the 2 that I liked the best. If I was going to toss one, I'd toss the 1 and just go 4, 5, 8 for me, and then whoever else you liked.
All right, we're gonna add the 2 and 6. The 1 speed on the rail, Tiago. System doesn't like from a morning line. Did win at a 68. Is lightly raced. Cutting back now. GSR is pretty good. This is a 70. Let's see if we can go 6 deep here. Let's see if we can go slim somewhere else. So, and if we can't, we'll just revisit. We might have a little bit of time. Well, we only got 10 minutes. All right, we're moving on. 10 minutes, 2 races.
There we go. This race was simple for me.
Well, good. And this might be awesome. Santa Anita 11th. It's an allowance. So I like this. Let's, this is, and was this state bred? No, it was not state bred, but I remember there's some state breds in here. Mile on the turf, allowance, mares 4 and up. What are you thinking?
So this is how you get paid in a pick 5 sequence. Tossing Rispoli and Pratt on the turf. And how I'm doing that is with the 6 Applecross and the 9 Nice Ice. I get the best of both worlds with these 2 horses here. The 6 Applecross has the best late turn of foot of any horse in the field, and the 9 Nice Ice is going to be the one dictating things on the front end. And so if the 9 can go out and clear, we could go gate to wire. And if someone else goes with the 9 or pressures him up front, then Velasquez, I think, is going to have this 6 horse Applecross a little bit closer up this trip around here than what this horse is used to being. And so, riders that have the best internal clocks, like a Hall of Famer Johnny V, can really make a difference here by knowing, okay, do I take this horse back to last and anticipate a hot pace up front? Or after that first quarter mile, does he start giving the 6 horse a little bit of urging to keep him within shouting distance, knowing that if he's within 6-7 lengths turning for home, he's got this in the bag?
Yeah, Applecross, top Scotty pick. She's been facing much tougher, and you don't see it necessarily just of recently, but she's been competitive, and was wide here. Both wide posts here, which, I didn't watch those races, but in C Money, we're keeping the 2, we're keeping the 1, Scotty. We're going to go deep in that leg, and we're going to go short here. I like the 6 too. Is my top pick. I thought that the 10 Lavender was interesting. That was the only other horse I really liked in this race, to be honest. I thought that the 1 and 2 had a shot. I didn't like the 9, but we'll talk about the 9. And then you have Pratt on the 11. The 10, Umberto, so 1 out of 62 was sprinting in open company, but this horse, I think she wants to go long, but she did win last out. I think that she's improving. I really do. I think that she's going to run a great race here. So I think the 10 has a shot. I think she's also going to get a nice setup. I think there's going to be some speed here. And when we talked about Umberto a couple races ago, I think this is the race for Umberto for Hronis Racing, and it's Scotty Longshot, which I loved. So you like the 6, I like the 6. You like the 9 though, and I like the 10. So what are we going to do here?
Because we could single up the 6, or we could go. I don't think we can afford to go 3 deep here because this last leg is also pretty wide open. This sequence could pay $5,000 plus.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I was hoping we get ticket generator before end of the show, but I don't know if we will. So hold on a second. Oh, this is the state bred race in the last, isn't it, for 3-year-olds? Hold on here. Yeah, this is gonna be tough. Let me see if ticket generator
5 by 6 by 4.
Yeah, no, because we ended up singling Medina Spirit. Oh, it's up. Sweet. Ticket generator's up. Brad, you are the man. We are going to close this out in 5 minutes. So, ticket generator wants to do 2 singles. It wants to single the 3. Charmaine's Mia in the second leg. It also wants to single the 3 in the last, which we won't even go there.
That's Chosen Vron and Mike Smith.
I think that Laura's Light had a shot here, and we talked about going 3, 4, 5, 6. So, little tweaks to ticket generator, though. So, what do you think here? Do we live with the system and single Charmaine's Mia, or do we tweak it a little bit and see what happens and single Medina Spirit in the first? What do you think?
I was thinking more along the lines of singling up Medina Spirit in the first, and then going a little bit deeper in this turf race, if that's okay with you.
No, yeah, let's do it. That was our plan. So we're gonna regenerate. We're gonna see what it does. So then it gave us our 3, 4, 5, 6 in the second leg. In the 10th, we did go deep. We went 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 8. 4, 5, 6, 8. We did not need the 7 or 9. And then in the fourth leg, we talked about so we have a little bit of coverage here. And so we talked about using the 6 and the 9, and I think we need the 10. Let's see what that gives us in the last. So $80 ticket.
Oh, perfect.
We are getting rid of that horse there. So we single Medina Spirit in the first. I needed to lock this. Sorry. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 8. Oh, so yeah. So we can only go 2 deep in the last. Anything. The other option is we could add a third horse and go 2 deep in the fourth leg. What do you think? Anything you love? I don't even. In the last race, this is tough. So wait for viewers. The 9 is top Scotty pick. This horse is 2%. I don't two. And Scotty always says this: all different algorithms, completely different algorithms. The top Scotty is 2%. I don't know if I've ever seen this before. For me, the 2 was 28%, and I'm like, this horse might go wire to wire. I think that this horse potentially could. Very fast horse. I don't know. This is very hard because we don't really know what these 3-year-olds can do. I don't know. What do you think? Did anything you loved in the last race?
So I was trying to simplify this last race as best as I possibly could. I did like your 2. Let's get lucky to be out on the front end and maybe be the speed of the speed. The Chosen Vron, the 3, who Mike Smith is going to be riding, face Concert Tour and Freedom Fighter in the San Vicente. Okay. And so obviously we know Concert Tour is a monster and barely got by Freedom Fighter in that race. So I think that back class automatically will make the 3 the favorite. Is the 8 to 5 morning line favorite in this race. The other horse that I really liked was None Above the Law. Peter Miller bringing a horse back from the San Vicente to sprint. And if anybody knows what Peter Miller's forte is, it's sprinting. And so Keep Slavian Pratt is out of the San Felipe, my mistake, who ran against Life is Good, Dream Shake, and Medina Spirit. We obviously know that this horse was just outclassed, and he's bringing him back to earth. So my top 2 picks were the 3 and the 4, with option to add the 2.
Yeah, we're adding all 3, and we're playing $108 this week. That's just going to have to be the way it goes because this is a tough sequence. Yeah, so singling the 7 on top, and then we have lots of coverage. Medina Spirits ran well versus Life is Good, so maybe is the horse that wins here. Maybe not. I don't know. But we're at time, man. I mean, we kept it to 59 minutes at the moment. For viewers,
thanks for taking initiative and getting the show done while I was, trying to get myself on an airplane. And after 3 delays and worried about it getting canceled, we still got it done. So I appreciate all the help, Justin.
Yeah, of course. And viewers, thank you, Scotty. Yeah, the 3 horse, maybe the horse to beat in the last. And, for viewers, thanks for joining us. This was really, I guess, our first live show. And thanks, Oldie. Thanks, Coach. Thanks, Scotty. Thanks, everyone. Brady, have a safe trip. I'll be chatting with you on Saturday. I'm excited for Keeneland. Keeneland starts tomorrow. Like, you guys, Keeneland is here. This is the track we're going to be playing. Keeneland is here.
Anita playing Keeneland, that's for sure. Yeah.
All right, brother.
No,
Have
absolutely.
fun.
So yeah, no,
Good
absolutely.
luck.
We improvise this week, and next week I'll be at Keeneland filming the show with you. So we'll be at Keeneland next week, and so it's been fun. It's good to be back at the track. But good luck to everyone, and thank you, Justin.
Yeah, thanks, buddy. Have a safe trip. Thanks, viewers. I'll talk to all viewers. So I'm sure I'll see you guys this weekend. Thanks, brother. I'll see you soon. Thanks, everybody.